Yeah, hello everyone.
No.
Hello.
Okay, so let me share my screen for once. Uh, okay, so is it visible?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so welcome to the weekly GitMesh meeting, uh, 4th Feb. So let's start with the code of conduct. Anything in these slides is not for commercial advertisement. If you see anything in these slides, they are not for commercial advertisement. The tools, products, books, or materials, anything that is used in these slides. The weekly dev calls are on Wednesday, and you can read the privacy policy, terms and use, and readers policy, and official repository here. So talking about the today's agenda, so we will discuss about the LFX mentorship, and some we will also discuss about the new plan, how the code is going to be addressed from now on, like what we will be going to do in the LFX mentorship. So Ryan, let's start the meeting.
yeah. So, wait a second. I was just sharing my screen for that part. Till then, you can just share if you have any ideas regarding how, like, what's today's agenda and like how we can like have some ideas or something. Like, then I would show the mentorship one.
Okay, so like I wanted, I have an idea like we could have the LFX mentorship on how to write better code. Like our code currently doesn't have any test and doesn't have any CI pipelines. Uh, so like we can
Yeah,
have a
actually,
mentorship project
from
related to
mentorship, I
that.
meant from wait a minute. I have from mentorship, I meant that part in which direction we should proceed, like and like
Mm-hmm.
what should be our goals for that project and everything. Wait a minute,
Yes,
I
yes.
got that one. I got. I would just share my screen. Yeah. So I guess you can see my screen now.
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah. So this is the mentorship repo of LFDT. And
Hmm.
as you can see, now the projects will be allotted right here. And I would just
Hmm.
show you the dates and timing of different stuff.
Hmm.
Template mentorship project template. Yeah, not the template. Yeah, this one. Okay. The proposal.
Um,
mm, It was which one?
you can open the in the code. You can open the docs folder
Yeah, I can open the docs one.
and index.md. It's written in index.md.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So dates for submission of the projects for the selection of the project getting selected is from 2nd Feb to 6th March. So we
Hmm.
will be like the like mentors will be assigned during this period, and we would be like proposing the project with who would be mentor and everything during this phase. From 9th March to 25th March, the LFDT's TAC, the advisory committee, would decide which projects they would be getting forward with and and who would be the mentor for that project. Other than that, from 27th March to 8th May, it would be the period when LFDT would officially announce the LFDT's project on LFX mentorship like website. You can see the link of the website down right now, like mentorship.lfx.linuxfoundation.org. And from 11th May to 22 May, the application would be reviewed by the mentors, and from 25th to 29th, the final review and the decision would be made by the HR of LFDT, who is Minu. Currently, it's Minu. So she would be deciding who is the mentor or like who would be the mentee and everything. And regarding our first, it would be the onboarding and the mentees program would start from 1st June for the LFDT's LFX program. It would be majorly 6 month program, and the stuff regarding the stipend and everything is written here. I saw the stipend structure. It's like from 3,000 to 6,600 USD. With 6,000 they have written as base, but according to the PPB of different countries, it might vary. You can just read that part. Like I would just share that part also. And like in the chat, I have shared that part. So this is like regarding the Linux Foundation rules regarding the stipend one. If you want the details for the project would be listed here according to this follow-up by the menu. So this was the stuff which was on the LFDT's mentorship side. Important question is regarding the roadmap of the project. Currently, we do have a roadmap for the project in which, as we discussed in the last week, we were thinking to have some of the switches for some of the parts of the particular GitMesh project. Where currently what we are doing is like we are managing the whole project management. We are maintaining the signals part, right? The problem which we faced, as I told, was regarding a guy from different orgs. One was from YC, who told the tools already exist and some stuff. And also recently on the first Fab, if you know about Octolens, Octolens just launched their MCP on first Fab after their founders was and like after their founder released the major release in on first Fab. So we need to pivot some of the part and we need to finalize what would be our future roadmap for 6 months, because once we gave the problem statement and those stuff to LFDT, then it would be majorly based on the roadmap and whole stuff. They would be deciding which projects would be under LFX mentorship program. Currently, we are listed in LFDT's crowdfunding, and then we would be switching to LFDT's mentorship. We get selected according to the roadmap which we described to them. So today's discussion would be majorly on that part. Other than that, like I remember if like Anubhav is ready with that part which I told regarding some governance part I told. If you have like that part ready, you can share it.
I don't have it yet because I was having a hackathon last week on which I was
Yeah,
busy.
yeah,
I will, I am working on it and I'll share, means by the this weekend I'll share what I have been working on.
yeah, no problem. You can share it till next Wednesday also. Like it's no problem. Then we can start with the main part, which is what would be the direction of the project and what should we implement next and what would should we focus so that we can release the deployment version faster, because currently we are still in development phase. We need to go to the deployment phase as fast as we could so that we can get listed in different stuff and everything. So like we can start with maybe Perv. If you have something like for from my side, I would share it at the last. What I thought about the project and everything. We can start with Perv, then Ronit and Anubhav.
Okay, so as I said earlier, if we do not actually want to pivot, but as if we have already said that we want to pivot our idea, so while pivoting our idea, we can have the mentorship like improving the code style, code structure. Currently, the code structure has many bugs and it needs to be updated. Uh,
Actually, LFDT does not review the project based on just mentorship stuff. Even not
hmm,
LFDT, any project would be gathering information on two bases. First, do they need the project? Do the
hmm,
org needs the project? It would be the first part which they would say is that part. If
hmm,
they does not think that is important for them or they does not need it, they won't list it. The second step would be based on whether you are giving something to mentees or not regarding the
Okay.
guidance and everything. But their
Mm,
first portion would be like if you can see the projects of CNCF also, every project of
mm,
CNCF is used by CNCF itself. So
mm,
we like even if we like improve the code base and everything, we still would require a project which can be really helpful for them or for the different like communities or something, because they would request a part. Because if you know, then we do have two evaluation round. One would be
mm,
in after 3 months and other would be after 6 months. The problem comes here is like, yeah, the mentees might get through that evaluation round, but mentors have to show what they build in those part also, like what they guided the mentees and what are the final structures which we reached at 3 month and 6 month. So if we just focus on giving the mentorship part, we would lose on that two part, and the project would get and like it would get ended. So we need something that like we can even show that now after 3 months we did implement this stuff, and now you can use it for your so and so purpose.
okay. So like as you said, GitMesh idea needs pivoting
Like I
because
am not
the
saying to
Polens,
pivot. I'm not saying to pivot the whole idea and everything. I am saying
not the
like
whole idea.
if we can pivot something, like if we can pivot something that might be useful for them, even if we
Mm-hmm.
release very less features currently, but
Okay.
it should be something that people would be willing to pay for, or like people would be willing to use it even if it is paid. Then like if just people are using it because it is open source, that does not make sense. The people would create hype for even 1 month and then it would be completely dead. So it needs to be something useful. Like if you can see the projects of CNCF, even the LFDT's project like Hyro or
Mm,
Besu, Fabric, they're currently used by different orgs. So generally, those projects are those projects which get hand on different generation steps. Like what I actually want is to create some project which like assuming that maybe Anubhav and Sneh or Mithul are currently working on that part. Once like once we are at some stage, and if any of the maintainers wants to leave the project, they can just give the project to the current working contributors. They can be the maintainer for
mm,
that project, and they can just we can go in that way. Because like if you make something just for sake of building, it would be majorly it would be like we are just building it, no one would be using it. Like we need to make something that
okay.
people actually do use. It
Mm,
can be regarding anything. Like just my suggestion, what my suggestion was, like I don't know actually what we could make, but if we make something regarding the decentralized technologies, because the org is of LFDT. So if you make something regarding more on the finance or decentralized system parts, I guess it might be very useful for LFDT also. And it is
mhm.
something which would actually be a core interest of LFDT in future. But
Like
even still we can make, yeah.
by finance, like do you mean the team finance? Like what resources are being used in the team
No, no, like
managing it?
I'm not saying that uh building it some like I'm not relating it at all with GitMesh
Mhm.
idea. I'm just
Yes,
saying
yes.
that overall it should be something like that. Like I would show you one thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, see this. Like the Caracal which I was building, like there were two versions of Caracal. One was the CLI version, which was like the CLI version was Caracal. Yeah, there was a version with CLI part where it would be like doing this stuff, and one was the part where it would be a complete flow one, which is this one. So you can see like you can set up a new project. Like it is currently like it is deployable. So, okay. Yeah. So as you can see, the project is useful. It right now does involve the stuff which LFDTs involved with. They are involved with the Ledger Explorer part. They are involved with the policy and maintenance part. And the main stuff is like delegation center and everything which they are involved with. So it's something that they might use. Like I'm not saying like to build this one. I'm saying like something uh, where we can use the LFDTs tag. Like if you know our CNCF project, they do use the cloud part as their whole marketing step. Like they are generally Kubernetics or some project like that part. So what I'm thinking is like there every project is related to cloud part. Those projects are getting more promoted. The projects which are not related to that part would be getting dead in like maybe 6 or 7 months. So what I'm saying is like if we could get something like I'm open even to changing the code base to an extent that we are changing even 50 or 60% of the code base. But like I want something that people would use it actually because we have released this part and we can change it to the like other branch. We can just switch it to the other branch and we can start creating the second one. But what I'm saying is like if we could build something which might actually be useful for them. So
Hmm.
if you do have an idea regarding those stuff, we can discuss further.
Like
Even if
as you
Ronit or
said,
Anubhav,
hmm.
yeah, you can say.
For the like as you said, we can implement some decentralized things. So it's as the already GitMesh project is about maintaining the open source. So like for the decentralized purpose, we can have the data sources from multiple sources, which GitMesh may be doing it currently with some extent. We can improve that part of the GitMesh.
Actually, the what we discussed in the last meet was that part.
Mm.
Like currently, we are gathering signals from many sources, right? The
Mhm.
problem which we are facing is like when we gather so much data from different sources, what happens is like the data get so intense and so like what I would say is like so random that the stuff would be like on two opposite sides. The people from Reddit might be actually some person or something. The stuff on X would be majorly of the part of AI written post and everything. And the other part from Slack would be from the particular team. So what is currently happening is like the randomness of the signals which we are collecting is so random and we can't like manage so much random stuff in the whole project. We need something where we can arrange it in some way. So if we need to move on with the GitMesh idea, like I had that part that we would integrate more on the stuff which are close to the team, like we can integrate email and those stuff. We can integrate stuff like HubSpot, Jira, and those stuff which are actually like linked with the project and everything. We can even collect the post hogs data and everything. But the
Mm.
main problem which I faced during that part also was after the release of Claudebot, this
Mm.
these things are not like much useful for people because Claudebot can do like collecting the data and managing the stuff on different social media well. So if we even do that part, I don't think people would give preference to something which is like
Okay.
quite low
Mm.
stars than Claudebot.
So, like as you said, the data from the market signal have too much noise and it's too much random. So, like we, if we could somehow implement an algorithm or maybe some system to remove that noise and to
Yeah,
make
I
the
even
data
did that.
structured,
I
we
actually
can go
did
in
that.
that direction of the project.
Yeah, I did that. That part also I did. But the problem would be same also. Like problem would be same. Like what I did was I was using
Mm.
I was using the algorithm given by vector algorithm given by OpenSearch itself. I'd be first classifying the data between different classes. After classifying based on the different classes, I was using Gorse algorithm, Gorse. You can find on Google Gorse algorithm. So it's an open source algorithm, and Yeah, I shared it in the chat section. So I like actually tried with the Gauss algorithm, but the problem which I was facing is like it becomes so much heavy that no like nearly no one would be able to run it on their laptops. And even if you give the paid service, it is something which would cost so much more than what it is actually giving value. Because like people won't pay $500 for getting signals. Like my point was that like if you run any recommendation model and after even running the Gauss algorithm, which is like very well, and as you can know, like as you know that this current system, what is happening is like current system is also taking much time on like standard PC, like a 16 GB laptop.
Hmm.
It is taking quite a bit time. So we need something where we can get things optimized and like things that actually does matter so that
Hmm.
more and more people can contribute, because what would happen is like if we release the current version of GitMesh in open source, I don't think there can be more than 5 or 10 people to contribute, because most of them won't be able to run that on their PC. Like because
Hmm.
you know that the project takes 5 minutes to start, but if I was a contributor from a random stuff outside the project, I would even not know that I have to wait for 5 minutes to the like for the project to get started. So
Okay.
that is where like currently I am facing that problem.
Yes, and if the project is too heavy, not even other organization would be willing to use that.
Yeah, like
Uh,
if the
hmm.
project would be heavy, but it would be giving some infrastructure value to the particular org, like
Hmm.
Kafka or like you can say Kafka Zookeeper, they're quite heavy. But the stuff is like they do something which is actually needed for that orgs.
Hmm.
People won't be using that 32 GB RAM just for getting signals part. Yeah. So
Hmm.
actually, that was my concern. Like the problem is not for on the coding basis. Like if we have some idea, and see, we have to submit it till 15th or 20 Feb, right? If we have some idea, if we start by today or tomorrow, if we work on a speed base, like when do you have exams and those stuff?
It's
Do
about
you have in
end of
Feb?
February.
Okay, you do
It's
have in
from
Feb.
23rd.
Hmm.
Okay, so you do have in Feb, like the lab or like
Like
the
actual
main exam.
exam. Hmm.
Okay, so lab would be from 15th or something.
18th,
Fo-
19th.
okay. So we need to do something till 12th Feb, right?
You can
We
say
were
that.
Hmm.
told that from this semester there will be no labs for minor.
Huh?
Huh?
I don't know
Yeah,
anything.
actually, yes, the routine has changed, and for minors, there won't be any lab exam, and there will be only theory exam, which will be from 22nd of February.
Yeah, then it's perfect. Like then we can just like can make it till 15th Feb also. Then point is
Hmm.
like if we start by today, we can get a well structured part till 15th Feb. Like what I need is something that is actually useful. The code can be done. Like what I think is like code can be done easily. We can do coding at much faster rate. The problem is like actually we need to make something which is something where which people really wants. So the main problem is that part. It's not regarding more on that stuff that like coding part is not that tough. We can do code much faster. But yeah, so
Why
point was
don't we
like
look at the current projects under LFDT and determine what exact problems they are facing and try to build solution to bridge which are currently relevant to the architecture of GitMesh?
actually, I did saw the LFDT's project and everything, but the majority of their projects are related to finance. As you can see, the LFDT's customer, like I would just show you that part. Like I even saw who are their customer, and like whom we can approach faster. But if you can see the customer are majorly finance institute like American Express, IBM, Citibank, like TCS, Walmart, Fujitsu. So like Polygon, like generally their customers are more on the side of security, finance, and those stuff. So we need something which could fix those part. That's why only I was like wondering about the ideas. Like I would just show you mm, the stuff, vendor training, experiment, membership, member. Where are the projects? LF decentralized trust projects. Yeah. So if you can see their projects, first is Besu. The highest use is Fabric, I guess. Fabric is regarding the blockchain framework implementation with those stuff. So Fabric is regarding the distributed ledger software, and it's quietly used by many repositories like Solang, Firefly, and Web3j. And the second main project is Besu. But the main problem is like all these projects are more on the blockchain based side. Like they are more on the side where it is more relevant to blockchain. The Hyro, the Hyro project is given by Hedera Foundation. Hedera Foundation is like you can call it as a subdivision of IBM. So this project is regarding like more related to IBM. And like majority of the stuff, if you can see, is like more on the security and the blockchain stuff. So like solving their problem would require a high level of security and those stuff. If we are able to make something which could really help or like do something which the LFDT project generally do, then it would be much more helpful for our project to grow, because otherwise the project from CNCF or the other orgs would be always getting over our project. Because current direction of the project is something which I am not able to see under what LFDT might want because of their current projects and their roadmap. Like I even saw their particular stuff. Like I even saw that a video of Daniela Barbosa, who is the CEO of LFDT. So I saw her video regarding their future goals and those stuff also. It's majorly based on they are getting linked with different banks all over the world. That's why only I was like wondering more regarding the part where we can connect something which can really help them, which can like be something where we can use the connection of LFDT to grow our project. Because if we make more regarding a project management side, then it would be a part which would actually come under CNCF and cloud part. So it would be like hard to like scale the project under LFDT. I was just like wondering for some exit part which we could build. Because currently I was building this stuff which could be under LFDT, but the point is I don't want it to be under LFDT right now. Like I don't want to make it open source under Apache license right now. So that's the only problem. Otherwise, I would even like give this project, because this project directly fits under what LFDT actually wants, because they do want something regarding finance, ledger, and this does involve the ledger and finance. So, but the problem is with what I told, that like I don't want it to be under Apache right now. So we need to
Hmm.
make something from the ground level. If you can just go through the different stuff of the projects of LFDT, you might
Hmm.
get the idea how, like, what are the general projects of LFDT. So if you have some, I'm not saying like I am also like I'm open for both the stuff. If you have some idea which can convince that we need to progress with the current roadmap of GitMesh, that is also good. If you have some idea which is maybe even 60% out the roadmap of the GitMesh. We are still open for that part because currently what I can say is like even if I build the GitMesh, it would get ended till maybe the end of the like LFX program. Because if we like keep building this part, then what would happen is like after 6 months we would be ending at a position where the project would not grow than that certain position and the project would be dead after that part because currently the stuff which Claudebot can do is like at insane level. It can like actually do the stuff which we were doing from Gitmesh. So I don't think someone would pay something that is like at that part. We can make something where we can actually get something more useful or those stuff. Like the problem is not about learning new part. Like I'm currently also interested in learning blockchain. If I do have to
Hmm.
learn blockchain, I don't have any particular issue in blockchain. Like I can even learn blockchain at this position because what I can say is like I can't see future much in AI right now. Like actually I can't see the future in AI right now because even me after like getting so much stuff in AI, the AI is growing at a rate that is nearly impossible to like catch up right now because like even if I sleep right now and I would just wake up tomorrow with some news that Claudebot or Maltbot has done this so and so stuff which so and so startup was not doing. Otherwise, there would be Google like would be ready for that part. You can see the
Hmm.
that paper banana released by Google. People were building the stuff for the researchers to help them build the diagram and everything. And the Google just released the open source version for that part. And like it killed like many startups and those stuff. So we need something where these like the companies like Google or those stuff would be away from our part. That's why I was like interested more in the decentralized technologies and blockchain, I guess, because people don't know much about that part yet. Yeah, people are doing blockchain, but it's still quite less than what people are doing in AI right now.
Hmm.
Like that was my only point because currently, like I know that it's not going to change the whole project. I do know it. But what I feel is like, even if I don't change it right now, I do have to change it after 6 months. And
Hmm.
I don't want to waste 6 months more for something which I think can't be scalable or something like that.
Hmm.
Like I have did a lot of code for GitMesh, so I do know that it takes a lot of hard work and everything. But just my point was like by seeing the current scenario of AI and the growth of AI, I'm not interested much in AI right now. I want to involve AI in some way, but not to be wholly dependent on which can be replaced easily by any particular or something. Well, if we do have an advantage of decentralized technology, why not use it?
So we will have to look for what we will actually build it because right now I think we do not have the whole idea what each project of LFDT does or what we can implement related to blockchain or decentralization.
It's
If you have
yeah.
some
So
ideas, like in what way we can go for the
like
decentralization.
what I was saying is like we don't have to make something which is particularly blockchain. Like what I
Hmm.
am thinking is like we can build something which is not blockchain, but it's more on the decentralized technologies part. Like from decentralized, I means that there is not a centralized authority for so and so stuff, and we
Hmm.
need to build something which we can actually promote. And like what I actually want from the projects I would work on is something that I don't have to convince the opposite person that just try it once. I don't have to convince him. It should be
Hmm.
him who wants the project to be used. So like I just want on that part. like I like we what we could do is like we can just research on those part, but what I think is like try to get back till today or tomorrow, because if we like get back till next week, which would be on 11th, then I don't think like we would be able to complete the whole project, because
Mm.
we need to submit it by 3 March. And if you have exams from 23rd, right?
Mm.
Yeah, so if you do have exam from 23rd, like you would be like preparing from maybe 15th or 16th. So we do have only one mate in between, like on 11th.
Mm.
Then we have on 18th, but on 18th we would be preparing for exams. So we do have just 11th. Yeah, so also, also there is an issue regarding that we do have session with GitHub on 13th. So
Mm.
if we want to pivot something, we need to pivot it faster. We need to build
Mm.
something before 13th so that we can show something to GitHub on 13th. Otherwise, it won't be possible to show on 13th, right? So that's why I
Mm.
want it to be done by today. Like you can just share your ideas by 12 or 1 if you are free today, or you can just connect with me after the meet or something if you have any idea. So just go through that part. The developer
I have
usually
shared a problem statement in the chat, which is still relevant in the decentralized.
current attempt, like you are saying it is currently attempted by Hyperledger Firefly.
Yes, Ledger Firefly is currently working on this issue, but still there's room for development in this
But
particular thing.
we won't be able to do something which currently is underdone by some LFDT's project, because there would be an conflict of interest like by the LFDT's part. We can't make something which is currently built by LFDT itself. We can't directly make something which is under LFDT, but we can get idea from the LFDT's part. This part, as you are saying, it's under Firefly. Then even if we build it, LFDT won't be allowing it, because it would be something which would be two projects under LFDT. Like you can take your time. You can like get back by tomorrow also. That's like there is no problem in that part. Just I want something that we get started within 1 or 2 days max right now, because we need something before 12th or 13th. So just do it faster. We need to do it that part faster. Yeah.
Mm,
Like
uh,
we can just discuss that part.
by decentralized, do you have any specific idea? I mean, there are two, three things which I have worked in the decentralized part. And as far as my knowledge, there are majorly three, four things which comes under the decentralized part. First thing is ki, smart wallet, smart contract development. So basically, in that we are basically working on some kind of technology around building of smart contract. It could be DeFi technologies or decentralized applications, in short DAOs. So these are the multiple domains which comes under the smart contract. And apart from that, there are one part is wallet management related thing. Ki, wallet management is basically ki how someone can create their account on different blockchains where a different wallet address will be there, and through that wallet address they can just transfer coin from each other's wallet like that. And so this is related to wallet management, which is connecting users to the blockchain. And apart from that, there are some of the dev tools which allow us to store some of the data on blockchain like Oracle. Apart from that, there is IPFS. IPFS is basically decentralized storage system where if you want to store some kind of file on blockchain,
Like,
so basically,
wait a minute. Like, currently all the stuff which you are seeing is like the part on consumer based blockchain, right?
Uh,
Yeah, like
yeah,
majority
exactly.
of stuff is, and like it's more on that solidity and the stuff which are typically
Solidity,
under a
Solana,
blockchain.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. What I'm saying is like the even the part of solidity and those stuff is currently like fully occupied by the market right now. Like every
yeah,
project is working on solidity and those stuff. What I'm saying is like we can build something on enterprise blockchain part, like the part which actually LFDT focuses on. The something like maybe you can say Hyro or like Fabric or something. Like if you can see those projects, it is something that it's built for enterprise. It's written in Go or like Go CPP or Rust or in something in that language. But it's something which they actually do want, and they really does need that part. What I'm saying is like we can build something on enterprise blockchain, not on the consumer based blockchain, because there would be same problem in the consumer based. If we build wallets and those stuff, it's it's like the whole market is doing that, and we need to compete with them. What I don't want is like I don't want to compete to some big like a big chunk of orgs right now. If there is one player in that market, I can compete with that particular company. But I don't want a bulk of companies to be doing those same stuff. Like if you know about if you know about the wallets part, then we do have thousands of companies doing wallet and those stuff in different sectors. So even if we choose any sector for wallet or anything, it would be very tough for us to get started with or like to work on that part. Like you can just think of like some idea and just get back to me maybe till 12 today. Like if yeah, we can get back till 12 today. Yeah, and just share, like you can just see the projects under eligibility once, then you can get back to me till 12th or some 12 or something. We can just think
actually,
of some idea or something. Yeah.
main thing was that even if we go for a little bit of a decentralized thing, there will be a complete pivot from the our existing platform. I mean, to be honest,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
it will
like
be a complete pivot, not we are changing
mhm.
something. It's just we are completely heading to a different direction, and that would be a completely different role. So even we can do that, but the thing is like we need to be somewhat sure okay fine, we are just building that and not later after 1 or 2 months of working, we shouldn't feel like okay fine, now someone had built this, or now this had been built, or maybe there is a lack of clarity in our idea, although we have built it, but now we are just realizing it's not like that. So we should consider all these factors, and accordingly we'll just check different ideas, and maybe we'll just discuss after the meet or something, maybe in Discord.
Yeah, you can just get through the idea by today and we can discuss it by today or tomorrow. Yeah. So
Okay.
like just read different ideas. If you are even if you do have something which is currently in the GitMesh roadmap, even we can build that part also. And if you have something which is really good idea, like evaluate anything based on whether it's an $1 billion idea or not. Like generally, if you make something which is $1 million idea with an M, then the problem is like there would be some or other org which would be building that part. We need to make something more crazier, which would be $1 billion idea with a B. So those ideas are generally avoided by different orgs, so we can still build that part. But like the companies from YC and those stuff currently focuses on CRM, project management, and those stuff. So it would be very tough to compete with well-funded startups. That was just the main concern. Even what we can do is like even there is some project which is paid right now. If that idea is really good and we can just clone the project as an open source it would be also a great idea. Like if you have something which is currently in the market and is currently well used by different stuff, and it is easily switchable to an other stuff, we can release the open source part of that part also. Something like maybe open source version of so and so company, something like that. So we can think of different stuff for that part also. Yeah, so like just we will get back till tomorrow or something. We can discuss stuff on Discord or even discuss on WhatsApp or something. So just like read off different stuff and we can get back till next week. Yeah. So thanks for joining and we'll discuss those stuff by next week. And on the governance part, you can just give it by next week. There is no problem. We are submitting. What I'm thinking is like we are like probably submitting on 15th Feb. The project would be submitted on 15th Feb. So we need it before 15, but it is also good till next week also. We can build it by that part. So thanks for joining and like have like it would be great if you have some idea or something. Yeah. Bye.
Okay.
Have
Bye
a nice day.
bye. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye bye.